Yeah, sorry about that ending. I didn't realize I was out of time. Anyway, so the Pegasus Knight on the far left ran off the board, and now his Black Knights are way to the left, but there's nobody I have over there to oppose them. These units killed the Vampire through combat res, and I overran with a big block, hoping to get to the flank of the Skelly unit, and just because of the angle I had, I should have known better, and I couldn't reach it. And I said I wasn't going to overrun with that small unit Knights Errant, again because I thought that I was going to hit the flank with that one unit. And so anyway, now I'm set up for him to countercharge me because I was too lazy to make sure I had the flank on that Skelly unit, and I didn't overrun. So in combat, killed the rest of the Spirit Host pretty easily. We're still on Brett 2 over here. That's after combat when they killed my Pegasus, my Royal Pegasus. So VC turn 3. He takes the Skellies, charges my unit of Knights Errant. I flee, and so they survived it, which is nice. Yeah, that's my Knights Errant fleeing, and you can see over here his guys are just turning around and trying to get back into the action. There's another look at the board. So he charges into my Grail Knights, and what hurts is he's able to do that and do the Banshee Howl all at the same time. So yeah, there's another look at what's going on the board. Not sure why I have that picture in there. So at the beginning of my turn 3, my small unit of Knights Errant were within 6 inches of those of that Banshees unit, and failed their terror test, and of course ran right off the board. So yeah, that didn't help. Another look at the board. So on this side of the board, you can see I took my big unit of Knights Errant. I decided just to bypass his Grave Guard, hit that black coach in the front. He was pretty unlucky getting that thing tooled up through power dice, and so I thought I'd take it out of the game before that becomes an issue. And you can see I'm moving everybody else up. For the most part, I'm hoping to avoid that Grave Guard unit. I'll just avoid it for the whole game if I can. So on this side of the board, my Knights Errant failed their rally test, so they're coming towards this side, this table edge. And I set up my Fast Cav hoping to keep his direwolves where they are so that his Black Knights can't move past them and charge either my big block of Knights of the Realm or my Pegasus Knights. Not sure if I'm going to be able to make that happen, but that's what I was trying to do. So we're still in combat over here. You can see I lost 1 or 2 Grail Knights from the Banshee Howl and 1 or 2 from combat, and we're just still hanging out. Notice though there's only 2 models there. There's the Banshee and 1 of the other ones. You can see here that my BSB unit killed the Black Coach and overran, got out of the charge reach of the Grave Guard, which was nice. And there we go at the end of the turn. So Vampire counts turn 4. That Skelly unit declares a charge into the flank of my BSB unit. I didn't think I was in reach. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I was going to hold, and I failed my fear test, and they outnumbered me. So I fled, and I rolled like a gazillion away from them and ran right into the Black Knights. So the whole BSB unit is dead and off the board because they failed a fear test from that Skelly unit. That's not to say I would have held anyway, because they were coming at me in the flank with 3 ranks, and that would have been tough to win. But I did have a lot of combat res through banners and such, so you never know. VC turn 4 over here. I really think it's probably into my turn 3, because on his magic phase he raises another one of those Cairn Wraiths. Just another look at the board over here. So his Banshee Howl kills 1 Grail Knight, he kills the other Grail Knight in combat, and the Damsel auto breaks. So I am very quickly losing everything I have on the board at this point. You can see over here he's just kind of bringing his guys into the action. Turn 4, the Knights Errant that originally had fled, and then they failed the rally test and fled towards my table edge, failed the rally test again and are now off the board. I declare a charge into the front of the Black Knights, really in desperation. Those guys, I guess if this were a tournament, I may have just tried to loop them around and let them survive the game. But at this point, I just figured I'd see what I could do. Over on this side of the board, I took that small unit of Knights Errant and charged into the flank of that Skelly unit, not really expecting to win, but at the same time not really having much else I'm going to be able to do with that unit at this stage. So predictably, he beats me on the charge over here, and I beat him on the charge over there, but we stay in combat. So, Vampire Counts turn 5. All I have on the board are my men-at-arms at the bottom, Knights Errant tied up with the Skellies at the top, Trebuchet and some bowmen. So he's just bringing his guys over to kill me. We'll keep on duking it out. He's keeping his vampire out of combat because it's given weapon skill 6 to those Skellies. But at this point, with only 2 skeletons in combat, I think it would have been better just to bring that vampire over and kill me, because his Skellies aren't doing anything to me. But anyway, it doesn't matter because we're just holding up until his other units get there. I decided to take the peasants and charge into the skeletons just to see what I can do. I wasn't going to be able to avoid combat with them. Amazingly, they passed their fear test with no knights nearby. These peasants shot and killed the rest of those direwolves. Peasants rocked it in combat. Look at how many of those skeletons are missing. I took my halberds, so I had an extra strength on it. They actually did pretty well, and then with the combat res we had, but not well enough because the Graveguard unit is going to crash into their side on the next turn. And here again, that Knight Errant unit did pretty well against the unit with the Vampire, but again, it's going to be too little too late. So, VC turn 6, skeletons at the top crash into my Knights Errant, Graveguard crashes into my men-at-arms. You can see my Trebuchet's off the table. It failed its terror test against the Banshee unit. The Banshee unit does its howl, kills 6 of my bowmen. My Knights Errant had an auto break from combat, so they fled. Those Graveguard killed 10 of my peasants. I think they killed 8 and the skeletons killed 2. Whatever, they got destroyed. Bretonnia turn 6, my Knights Errant fail their rally test, so they're off the board. And the only thing I have on the board are 3 bowmen at the end of the game. So that was it. A totally abysmal showing by the Bretonnians. For all you Bretonnian fans out there, apologize. When the game was first over, I was thinking that there was just so much horrible bad luck rolling. After doing this, I'm realizing there were several things I could have done better. So this player and I think we're going to try to get together next week and have a rematch. So we'll see how that one goes. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it.